is over. 98.5 Speed FM.
Catch us if you can.
Juega con tu corazón, sabes decir que no. ¿Cómo decirte que te quiero? Que muero por tu amor. Yo no he perdido la ilusión, ni el tiempo ni la razón. Oye, déjame curarte este mal de amores. Me duele verte llorar. Bailando, tu boca y la mía felices gozando. Vas moviendo la cintura, sube la temperatura. Yo te regalo mi universo, ya no lo pienses más. Oye, déjame curarte este mal de amores. Me duele verte llorar. Decirte, mami, una cosita. Yo te doy lo que tú necesitas. Solo quiero que tú seas mía. Quiero hacértelo. La luna yo te bajaré. Mi corazón te lo daré. Conmigo vas a enloquecer. Yo quiero estar contigo. Oye, déjame curarte este mal de amores. Me duele verte llorar. Sabe cuidarte. Oye, yo tengo un mundo para darte. Yo solo quiero cuidarte. Oye, mueve la cintura. Oye, que seas mía toda la vida. Solo eso quiero.
Welcome to the show. Speedy, welcome to the show for everyone. Good evening. This is This is SPEEDy Sports on Asking Radio, 98.5 Speed FM, Macaulay. Of course, I'm excited. I'm excited and agitated somehow because of what is going on the pitch in Akwa Ibom. So forgive me for jumbling some stuff there. Welcome to the program. My name is Ted. Of course, Ben is trekking to Uyo. I don't know whether he has arrived. I'm trying to call him, but I can't tell whether he has arrived Uyo already to watch the game or to give us feedback from there. So he's not right in the studio here with us. But of course, a lot is going on today. Like we said yesterday, a lot of games are going on today. It's do or die for so many teams today, especially Group C, where any fluke from the Nigerian team, the Super Eagles, back down there in Uyo in Akwa Ibom State will cause a problem for their chances of qualifying for the 2026 World Cup that will be hosted by the United States, Canada, and Mexico. The group is tight. South Africa is top. Of course, Benin Republic is there. Our neighbors who have no stadium, they have to hire a home stadium in faraway Cote d'Ivoire. They are playing there already. They are losing at home, which is a home game. They are losing South Africa that we thought should at least pick a draw. It's already leading. Nigeria still trying to get something out of the Uyo game with Zimbabwe, who came with a game plan, and I think for them is working. We'll be talking a lot about that and other sports generally today. So, where are you watching the game from? What are your fears? Of course, I've been watching it and I've been a little bit, I have a lot of questions for the coach himself and the players if they take this as a very serious game for them. We'll be talking about that today's evening of football. Welcome to the program. My name is Ted. Of course, you can join us at any point in time at all. Feel free to join us on our hotlines, our studio hotlines, 080-8427-5464. That's a studio hotline. Any moment you call at all, you'll be free to join us. Are you afraid of Nigeria's chances? We are lagging far down the table as it stands. South Africa is leading in Cote d'Ivoire. Rwanda is leading against Lesotho. So the two teams that we're thinking were not far from us have gone with South Africa with their 13 points already. They had 10. +3 with just a goal now. We are on 6. We needed to score a goal to get, at least even if the game ends in a draw, we might just be going to 7 with a point. But Zimbabwe came with a game plan. I guess they wanted a draw or something because they had incentive of $1,500 for the players if they pick a result against Nigeria. And I think that's excitement for them. But what's our team playing? What are your fears? What are your thoughts? What are you looking at? The whole first half of the game I watched, and the second half so far before I got into the studio and I'm trying to follow it up, has been like Nigeria playing as though they have nothing to lose. But this is a game which they need the full 3 points. They need to win the game. They don't need to draw. They need to win. We made some calculations say on the program the other day that if we win the remaining games, all the games, we have 4 points. We'll jump from that position where we're sitting to at least the top to qualify for the World Cup. If not, we might be going to playoffs if we're able to get some points. But as it stands, we're nowhere to be found. As it stands, the Super Eagles of Nigeria is nowhere to be found in that Group C because the unlikely teams that were not supposed to, ordinarily, by the might of football in Africa, those are teams that were not supposed to have been ahead of us based on the caliber of players we have across leagues in the world. You're talking of the first 11 and even the second 11, like we used to call it in football. There are top players who are playing in top, their starters in their clubs. Why is it that when they come home to play for Nigeria, there's that attitude? And why is it so difficult for us, the Super Eagles of Nigeria, to win against African teams conveniently at home, especially at home? When we go out of Nigeria, we play, we get some good results. When we come home, it's a little bit difficult. Is it a consistent change of venues? Because we have moved around different places in Nigeria to play. But recently, we have settled for Uyo, the nest of champions there. The stadium is of standard, approved, both CAF and FIFA. So we have been playing there for some time now. It has been convenient. Should they not be comfortable with our home now? Have they not acclimatized to it? Why should visitors come there and be more comfortable on the turf than the home team? Or is it the fear of injuries? Because they go back to their clause injuries, they are not going to be fielded. Because it's a busy period in the whole calendar in Europe. Most of those players are Europe best, yes. They're trying to put in their best, but are you satisfied with what you are seeing? Are you watching, and where are you watching from? Reach us on our hotlines, our studio hotlines, 080-8427-5464. When you call that line, you are going to get live to us here in the studio. And then, of course, you have your say on what the Super Eagles are doing there in Uyo. Okay, South Africa complained, even though they are leading in Cote d'Ivoire at the moment, they complained yesterday, their coach complained about the fact that they arrived Cote d'Ivoire, which is the home of Benin Republic, our neighbors, that will supply, sometimes we have been supplying them Alan Fuel, Alan even light gets in there. I'm not very sure, I'm just saying that, I don't know. They don't have a home stadium, but they defeated us in Cote d'Ivoire. Yeah, they defeated us. That's part of our problem in the group. South Africa arrived Cote d'Ivoire to play Benin, and they were not allowed to train. According to FIFA rules, every team has 60 minutes to train on the turf that they're going to use for the specific match. But because Cote d'Ivoire had a home game yesterday, which was played late, which they say they understood the logistics were difficult, but they suspected, according to their coach, that probably Benin were allowed to train before the Cote d'Ivoire game, but they were not allowed to train. And yet, funny enough, if you prepare well, sometimes those excuses don't count because South Africa is playing. They're getting their result. They need to go top of that group and say bye-bye to those who are chasing them, and they're doing that. Despite that, South Africa is winning. So what excuse do we have? Super Eagles at home. We came back on a very good flight all the way from Kigali back to Nigeria, and, well, supposed to rest and be doing well. We're not. All right, so South Africa, despite the fact that they're winning, they are in some trouble with FIFA and CAF, because the game against Lesotho, they fielded a player that was not supposed to play. The investigation is going on. If it's part of the calculations of Nigeria, when Nigeria is in trouble, we bring out calculators. So we're looking at the 3 points they're getting now against Benin. They might fulfill the 3 they got against Lesotho, the 2-0 they won against Lesotho, because that was the game they played. A particular player in the South African squad got 2 yellow cards in previous games. One against Lesotho, one against, I think, Benin. No, not Benin. I can't remember the game. But he got 2 yellow cards separately in 2 games, which he was supposed to miss the next game, and he didn't. They fielded him. We suffered that some other time. I think it was 2018 qualifiers. We had the same problem too. So if that is discovered and it is established that they fielded the player willingly, they knew, and they fielded him, they didn't let CAF or FIFA know that they had this issue, they're going to be deducted the 3 points they got in that game. Nigerians were calculating that if Nigeria wins today and South Africa is deducted those 3 points, which means we're going to have 9 points and we'll be close to them, just a difference of a point. Now they've gone 13. I think that issue is resolved. They are deducted the points, but we play a draw with Zimbabwe as going and we'll get just a point or 7. Where are we? 5 games to go. We're calculating that, okay, 5 games, 3 points each. We're going to accumulate massively and then go up the table. No way. It's not. Andre Onana, goalkeeper of Cameroon and Manchester United, of course, came out to complain again. Yesterday we were talking about, Benny and I were talking about the treatment that Libya gives to visitors when they go to Libya. But Onana complained about something that happened in South Africa when Cameroon went to play Eswatini. They landed in Johannesburg and they were supposed to get on a plane again from Johannesburg to Nelspruit, the next city where the game was going to be held. But immigration told them that they got in so late there was no plane. So they were stranded at the airport. That was on Sunday. They waited and waited and waited and they got tired and they had to get on a bus. South Africa, sometimes road travel at night might not be very safe. Yeah, people say it's safe, but of course there have been issues of xenophobic attacks. That is not something I'm fabricating. It's everywhere, everybody knows. So these Cameroonian guys got on the bus, 4 hours drive down to the place, and they got in fatigued. On the match day, they arrived around 4 a.m. So they said they were tired. They drew that game. They couldn't score. They couldn't conceive either. So they complained. Onana specifically said something which touched me. He apologized as the leader, one of the leaders in the team, I would say. He apologized to the other players, especially those who were joining the team for the first time, that this is not common. Was he trying to exonerate logistics in Africa? I like the way it sounded, because those guys are guys who were born somewhere in France. They are coming home to represent their country for the first time. So they probably were having a wrong impression of how Africa is. And he had to apologize to let them know that it's not a common thing that happens here. Some logistics went wrong. That's why they had to travel by road, something they're not used to do. That's fine. We're used to here. We travel even by night bus from Kano. How do Nigerian teams travel for matches? If Ikorodu United is playing Kano Pillars, it's road. How long is it from Lagos to Kano? You follow night bus, even if it's a team bus by night, which the guys have been having some kind of attacks. It's a reason that it stopped, because there was a time when teams were getting attacked almost on a weekly basis by thieves, by hoodlums. Sometimes they'll be robbed, disposed of all their belongings and monies and all that. The team will arrive, the playground, tired and stressed and then scared. They'll still play and lose and all that. So Onana, it's not the first time. Many teams, even with the CAF Champions League, sometimes teams have to travel by road to other places to go and play. So take it easy. Of course, Zimbabwe came with a plan. Their coach, Mike Ennis, had told them that they can get something out of Nigeria. And it seems the plan is working. But what is really wrong in that game? What are you seeing? Where are you watching from? Tell me, talk to me, call us here, tell us. And what are your permutations? What do you think the final result in the game will be? Call our phone number, our hotline in the studio, 080-8427-5464. That's our number. If you call, you'll be direct onto the studio and make your own contributions. Okay, so my views from the first half of the game, I would say Nigeria has no midfield. The Zimbabweans choke the midfield. They're just playing there, holding the ball in the midfield. They're trying to obstruct flow of play. Osimhen is not having supply of balls to him. He had that first blast of a shot, a blinder from a tight spot. We have 2 people marking him. At each point in time, you have 2 Zimbabwean defenders marking him. Iwobi is playing almost out of position. Moses Simon, I don't know what he's doing there. Can't you make a decent cross onto Osimhen? You know his height. He jumps. Yeah, we have 2 of the defenders there who are tall, but when it comes to jump in terms of height, area balls, he is good. You know that. So cross the ball. So he was the coach telling them, are you going to make changes? Yeah, he made 1 change. It looked like something was going to be, but are you going to make more changes? Because you desperately needed 3 points. You got 3 points in Kigali in your first game as a coach of the Super Eagles of Nigeria, a big team which you know. And then here is a home game. Your first home game in front of the home fans and your employers. Almost everybody important in the world of football in Nigeria is there. You in the executive lounge there, seated there. So, hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, welcome. What's your name and where you're calling us from?
Okay, I'm calling from North Bank. My name is Honorable Stephen J. They call me Ombayungu the First.
Okay, Ombayungu the First. I will get you a first go when Ombayungu the First speaks.
Okay, yeah, that's because I'm the first, and then I will be the first to speak.
Okay,
yeah.
Go ahead. We're listening.
Yeah, I want to. I just feel like the topic for discussion should be like, what is this guy? What will Nigeria do to this guy? Should they allow him to stay as a Super Eagles player or leave? I'm talking about that. Oh my good God! The number 17 guy.
17. That's
Alex
is that Alex Iwobi? Alex, yeah.
Alex Iwobi. Alex Iwobi.
Yeah.
That guy is. Apart from Nigeria, apart from playing here in Nigeria, that guy to me, he has no quality as a footballer.
No, but because that's a top player in the Premier League. Has played in top teams from Arsenal to Fulham. Everton.
No, just listen to my argument first.
Okay, I'm listening.
Yeah. To me, I wouldn't consider him as a footballer. He doesn't know anything about that concerns football. Even in Fulham where he plays, he plays because they have a combination of different players who are of class more than some of the Super Eagles here. And then when you look at the Super Eagles player here, you will discover that some of them play as a Nigerian player. They don't play as a star football player, and that is what is affecting them. They play as Nigerian footballers. They don't play as a football star, because what you play at your club should be the same thing what you play for your country. Why are they not playing the same thing? You were talking about Moses Simon. Of course, Moses Simon in his squad has been doing very excellently, very okay. But when you come to Nigeria, you see them playing rubbish, and nobody is there to question them. Sometimes you make sure some of us refer to blame the coach. But when you look at it critically, you see that there's no point to blame the coach. These people are not well trained here in Nigeria. And if I happen to have a chance to be or to stand as a Nigerian coach, there is this type of play I will invite in Nigeria. Like I will be rationing these players. Like I will be changing them. Once you come for this tournament, you leave, and as you leave, you're no longer coming back. That would be the best thing to do. Because when you start inviting more hands, you will see that there are qualities that you can get. There are local players on the street here who can play more than some of these players that are just wasting Nigerian money.
I've heard
Alex Iwobi is a complete bad player. He has no impact in anything.
No, give me some credit.
That was why Arsenal didn't waste time to sell him out. Even Fulham is because of the way they play. If Fulham has been at the highest peak, like things like Nottingham Forest, they will not allow players like Alex Iwobi to be there. Because it's a waste of time. You can't use such players to get results.
I hear you, Steven, but I will say
now for crying out loud, that's a midfielder. And what you see an attacker doing starts from the midfield. So by the time you see nothing from the midfield, you don't expect any result from the attacking line.
Yeah, I get you. I understand.
That guy is a complete problem for the Super Eagles. He should be left out of the Super Eagles. Please.
Your beef with Iwobi is big. Thank you for calling Steven from North Bank. Of course, that's Steven. They are having issues with Iwobi's presence in the Super Eagles. But no, football is a game of 11 players starting from the keeper, 10 outfield players. And if you don't coordinate yourself to play as a team, that's how particular players will be singled out. There are some teams that have players who they call them playmakers that can actually run from post to post and score and all that. We do have them. Alex Iwobi himself had his uncle Jeje Okocha, whom people say he's playing in the shadow of his uncle because he could have made it. But that's a good player. I will say that for Alex Iwobi to have played in Arsenal, to grow up in that environment and play for Arsenal. That's a top club. That's a top club in Europe, not just England. It's a top club in Europe. So I think Alex Iwobi deserves some credit. Maybe he has given all that he has for the national team. I would say Steve would have rather put it that way, that he has given all, and but he still has something to give. Of course, the camp opened. We had 32 players. It was massive. People complained, and the coach Eric Shell was able to drop it down to the required number to give.
Yeah, I am back again. So
okay, I'm listening.
Yeah. So you can see Alex Iwobi grew up in Arsenal. That's because he had uncles like Jeje Okocha. In fact, he was nurtured by Okocha's money. He was not.
I would disagree with that, Steve. I would disagree with that because he grew up in that.
No. Even in Arsenal, there was no impact, and
he did. He played with the best in Arsenal until his time was up. His contract was up. They signed him on his contract was up before he left.
Listen to this argument. You will get to where I am going. Okay. You will understand what I'm trying to say. If you watch very well, these are things he needs to be playing with. Arsenal. For the past how many years now, Arsenal have not been at the highest peak.
Okay, let me.
Look at them as a team. So these are the teams he should be playing.
Okay, Steve, are you listening? Hello, Steve. Hello, Steve. Are you listening to me?
He cannot go to Chelsea. He cannot go to. This guy is really a thing of disgrace here in our country.
Let me ask you. If you were, like you said, if you were the coach of the Super Eagles, give me a combination of midfielders that you play with Alex to bring out the best in him. If you were a coach for Nigeria and you need to use him, what combination will you play with him in the midfield to bring out the best? Because he's with Ndidi and Moses Simon. They are leaving him empty. He's playing out of position in this game.
Okay, now you just mentioned about something here. You talked about a playmaker where you are a football playmaker where you can play everywhere. Now, if I am the coach now, that guy has no play as a playmaker. I will not.
No, he's not. He's not a playmaker of the team. He's not a playmaker of a team. He's not. He's not even playing the role of a 10. Right?
No, I mean, I have said it all. If I am the coach, I won't look at him as a player. I will not use him. I will not use him. He has nothing.
All right, let's go back to the game. So, what's your prediction for the final score? Will the Super Eagles get the 3 points, or Zimbabwe will go with something? What's your prediction? Final score. Oh, hello, Steve is gone. Okay, that's Steve. They are very, very, very. I don't know what Iwobi has done to deserve such chastising online. But hello, good evening. Hello, good evening. Okay, keep your calls coming in. Give us what you think is going to be the final result. South Africa having their points there, and Rwanda also winning. Those are teams that gave us some problem. But South Africa might be coming. We are going to meet again to see what will happen. So 080-8427-5464. That's our studio hotline. That's 080-8427-5464. Hello, good evening.
Yes, good evening, sir.
Yes, what's your name and where you're calling us from?
Oliver Nyikia, better known as Busy Brain, the king of sports in Aya-mnger here in Alede.
Busy Brain, where are you watching this game from?
Yes, I'm watching the match here in Alede.
Okay,
this is a very sad match I've ever seen Nigeria play, drawing at home to Zimbabwe.
Yes.
Very, very sad.
Yes.
Very, very sad to us. We are not happy the formation, the way the Nigeria were playing.
Yeah, it's
not proper.
Yes.
And the likes of Samuel Chukwueze, they are nothing in the field.
Yeah.
Even Lukman is not playing the way he has been playing.
Yes.
And look at the kind of substitution the man just made now. That caused them to even equalize the goal, even when the match has already off. So they now equalize the goal that will play us 1-1 at home. So it's not proper. I'm not happy with it.
And that's what they are looking for, because they promised them $1,500 if they get a result, even if they draw against Nigeria. And if they win, the bonus will increase. So
exactly, and it's a very happy one. That will cost us a whole lot of things.
We might not qualify for the World Cup if we continue like this.
Exactly, we will not qualify.
Yeah.
Thank you. The coach will step up.
All right. Thank you, Busy Brain, for calling all the way from Alede. That's Busy Brain watching the game. It's as sad as the rest of the people are. Nigeria ought to have cleaned up that game. If you're taking a lead at home, you should be able to defend that lead. Sometimes you have to play dirty to win. We had a program the other day here. We spoke about entertainment or getting the points, playing to get entertained. We even had some people, some people say they want entertainment, but some people say they want the results. So do you want a result in this game or you want entertainment? None of them is present as far as the Super Eagles is concerned. They're not entertaining, they're not getting the result that Nigeria wants. So what is the problem? 080-8427-5464 is a hotline to the studio, and you can call us and be a part of the show this evening. What do you see Nigeria playing? Or have you left the viewing center already, or have you switched off your phone, or your TV, your television at home? Have you switched to the Mundo or Africa Magic or whatever? Because some people, sometimes they leave. Atlanta 96, some people left because Nigeria was losing, until when they heard the entire town, the entire village and the streets went agog. They had to run out of their base because it was a midnight game and run back. Never say never, until in football, sometimes the last 2 minutes could be the best minutes of the game. Maybe the team could just pull up a result. But of course, like Steve said, the first caller, Alex Iwobi has been absent from the midfield, as if he's playing out of position. But the squad that Eric Chell selected, this is the first time that people said maybe he wasn't given a squad to choose from by the FA, as it has been alleged to be happening to previous coaches. He came in, had a free hand to select the players he wanted to select. Where the likes of Victor Boniface there on the bench here, probably he, by coming a bully, he's a bully actually. Zimbabwe came with the game plan. They wanted to sit back and soak pressure and hit on the counter, which has been very successful for them. It's nice. Just one a lone striker. The formation is just out of pattern. You can't even fathom what they're playing because they're all defending together. Excellent defense. There are two people marking each dangerous Nigerian player that encroaches their territory, and that tells you that they came to defend, even if it's 0-0. And now, of course, you can see the result as it is. What do you expect to be the final score of the game? It was going to be a barren draw as it is now, 1-1. South Africa, Rwanda, smiling over there. In these games, scouts are always kept to keep an eye on the other game. I thought that immediately South Africa scored and Rwanda scored, the Super Eagles would up the game because they would have heard the result of what is happening at the other venues as well. Because whatever happens to Nigeria to qualify for the World Cup depends on what South Africa does in their remaining matches, like we said here on the program. Like Benny said, calculating that whatever it happens, South Africa will still be a point ahead of us. And now it's not just a point, it's looking bigger than that. What's happening to Osimhen, Africa's best? So Steve was talking about Iwobi. Is Iwobi supposed to be the person that will deliver the final deft passes to Victor Osimhen to make those? He's lacking balls. He was like completely in front there. No balls passed to him. If you have such a dangerous player that Zimbabwe already identified, Rwanda identified him that they said they should mark the masked man. Today, Zimbabwe is doing it. They marked him out. 2 guys on him with a person extra watching because he runs fast, he can dribble, he can shoot when you don't expect. He did that in the first few minutes of the game, and they'll be able to like face him out almost out of the game. Supply from the midfield isn't coming. So it's something that Coach Eric Chell has to look at. The diamond formation he started 4-1-3-2 didn't quite work, and Zimbabwe got it easy. Moses Simon, a shadow of himself. Chukwueze there. These are big players that are in their clubs. When they play in Europe, you find out. Like that's what Steve actually said. He made that point. But I think there's more to it than that. Well, tomorrow again we're going to be here because people will express themselves. Those who felt angry that the game did not live up to expectation. At the end of this game, a lot of things are going to be said because this game is actually, forget that we have other matches ahead. This match is supposed to define Nigeria's position on that log table with regards to if we are going to make it to the World Cup in 2026 in the USA, Canada, and Mexico or not. That's it. We might end up qualifying for the playoffs. I will still be meeting some of these teams that you think are low ranked but are actually tough teams in Africa. There's no low team in Africa now, to be honest. There's none. If you play them at home or you play them in your compound, if you are not careful, away at home, if you're not careful, you'll get the result. It's the loss to Benin that is even costing us this, and the draws to some lower teams on the table that's costing. This is Nigeria, Super Eagles of Nigeria. This is where we find ourselves. It's unfortunate, but okay. Tomorrow again we'll be here. SPEEDy Sports will be here 6:30 in the evening. We analyze what happened in all the centers today because FIFA windows match the 6 closest today with all the games done. The players will probably see their parents and then be back to the leagues, to the clubs to continue to play their safe places. So until tomorrow again, stay safe. Watch the game. If we win at the end, it's fine. If we lose, just calm down, relax. It's just a game. After all, it's just a game. There's some World Cups we missed. Nothing happened. So don't go kill yourself. Just relax. Tomorrow again will be here. Have a good night rest. And regards to Benny wherever he is and everybody who has been in support on this. Jaffet over there. Thanks, Jaff. We'll see you again tomorrow. My name is Ted. Bye-bye.
This is
Asking Radio 98.5 FM.
Oh yeah. Déjame curarte este mal de amores. Me duele verte llorar. Oh yeah. Él te trata mal, yo te traigo flores. Dame una oportunidad. Él te jura un falso amor. Es un abusador. Juega con tu corazón. Sabes decir que no. ¿Cómo decirte que te quiero? Que muero por tu amor. Yo no he perdido la ilusión, ni el tiempo ni la razón.